Welcome back, folks, to the Guild of Dungeoneering, and when we last left off, we are no longer on the Jaina number that we were on last time. We are on Jaina 13. The reason being is, we've died a lot. A lot! We have this, upgrade in between, and we nearly got this one. And we are not doing very well whatsoever. We have lost a lot of dungeoneers. And we're going to go into this first mission, and I will tell you why. The reason being is that this is a exceptionally hard mission. The difficulty in this mission ramps up significantly. As you can see here, we have a few encounters that we need to deal with. We need to deal as best we can with all of these enemies. We need to deal with the monks and the mix masters, but these monk defenders are going to prove to be potentially our downfall. The reason being is that they are nasty. They are really, really nasty. They have Armed 5 as a card. And Armed 5 is a horribly powerful card. It, if you remember the Banditos from the very beginning of the Guild of Dungeoneering Let's Play, they have that card, and many other cards too. They have many of the monk cards, which allow them to deal a lot of damage. They have unblockable cards, which are really difficult to deal with. Also, all of these are dreadful. I'm going to take some gold. They are all awful. The main problem we have with everything here is that there's another objective that the game is not telling you here. It may seem obvious, but it wasn't so obvious to me when I first managed to actually defeat this level. I have nearly won this level already, but that was over many hours. I've actually been trying to record this one for about 2.5 hours now, because it's that difficult. You have to defeat the monk defenders. You need a very specific selection of cards to do that, I think. There may be different ways, but I found the best way to do it is to be hyper defensive. And I mean hyper defensive. You get Swift 4 to get the haste card, you get Armor 3 to get the brace card, and as few other cards as you possibly can, so that you can just use the Ice Cream Monk's Frozen Yoga to restore health. You can use the brace and the haste cards to draw further into your deck. The idea is that eventually you will have everything that you need to defeat your opponent in your hand every single turn. Alright, Ice Cream Monks are fine. We'll put an Ice Cream Monk there and an Ice Cream Monk there. It doesn't hurt to have as many of these as possible. So you need, in as few cards as possible, the ability to have Swift 4 and Armor 3. Which is possible. There are items that... well, that's a good one. Unfortunately, I can't get him to discard it because I just drew it. And you're going to discard that, and now we're drawing blind. But that's okay because... oh, I was about to say that's okay because we'll be able to win, but you stole that from me. You've stolen a fair few of my cards. And that's going to negate all that damage. Well, that's okay though. We can draw a card for ourselves. Hopefully a good one. Miss one? Why not? Let's have a look at this, shall we? Oh, that's really not good. Oh well, we'll get there eventually. Some of the armed cards, by the way, are truly awful. Like there's a deal 1 damage card that the Defender Monk has, but more often than not, not bad. That's also pretty good. That's actually, I would say, better. There is a fantastic card, which is the Balaclava. That's just a brilliant card, which gives you the ability to have the Tenacious trait. Having Tenacious would be nice. Having the counter card here is just brilliant. It's one of the cards that ensures that you win in this level. Having that, having Interrupt, and having the 2 really good block cards really help. And if I could just have all of those cards, I would never lose. Oh, and the Frozen Yoga. Frozen Yoga would pretty much ensure that I'd win as well. A very small deck that would ensure that we win. But we have to have all the other cards too, which isn't great. But right now you just need to grab as many cards as you can and hopefully be able to get to level 3 and a good selection of things. These are all awful. I don't want to lose Way of the Scoop for any of them. And I do not want to fight a Master of the Cone, oh, Keeper of the Cones rather, at all. That is a terrible, terrible prospect. Okay, what do we want to do here? We want to do that, and that's pretty much it. Because we have no enemies to fight. We're not fighting level 3 foes yet, because there is no need to. You're going to steal one of our cards? Well, you might as well steal the Scoop card. Nope, you stole the Frozen Yoga card. That's gonna make this difficult. But fortunately, we still have Way of the Scoop. You can't steal our Stupidity card because we've only just drawn it. But that's okay, we won anyway. Brilliant! Okay, all of these are dreadful. Wow, we are just drawing nothing right now. We are just drawing absolutely dead. And I mean absolutely dead. Okay. What do we have here? He's just going to freeze our hand, which is okay. Also, Mixmaster does not look at all impressed. I wouldn't be either. I have fought more Mixmasters than I could care to count. I've probably fought at least 100 of them now. Many attempts this has taken, but hopefully this will be the one. That's exactly the same as the one we have. That is useless. All of these loot choices are just terrible. We have 3 favor at least now. And all we want to do now is fight, we want to actually build our way slowly over here, so that we have this way easily accessible. And I mean very accessible. Okay, what do we want here? There we go, inside is fine. I pretty much figured out the ins and outs of this class completely. The Ice Cream Monk, yep, know all about it now, because I've played so many Ice Cream Monks. All over 13 of them. Over 13. We need at least a few more things. Let's see, what do we want here? That's fine. That's fine. And that's not fine. But we could pretty much win here. We want to ideally get, say, I don't know, the hook and the crossbow. That is just worse. That is much worse. And that is... None of these are particularly good, but that, if anything, draws us further into our deck, which means we're more likely to get what we want. What else do we want to do? We want to, these are all bad. These are all pretty terrible. So we're just going to put down some of these, and not the Scooper Trooper, because the Scooper Trooper has gunnery cards, and nobody likes gunnery cards. Gunnery cards are dreadful. They're like, hey, guess what? Really nasty, and just store up massive amounts of damage. I mean, in theory, you could beat them if you have the haste and the haste and brace cards, but we don't have those yet. We barely have anything. That is good, but we're losing Way of the Scoop for it. And we would gain Armor 1, which would give us Brace here. We, however, would gain a Stupidity card, which is not good. We do gain more health, though. And health, I suppose, is not terrible. What we do want to do, though, is we want to have this here. Is this a good fountain? It's a good fountain, but we'll just leave that there as it is. We'll put a person there. We want some Swift cards now. We want some quite good Swift cards, and we already have that Stupidity card there. The male there is more of a, there we go, a placeholder card. And that's why we want it. We want it so that we can start using Brace. Brace draws us further into our deck. Drawing us further into our deck means that we can better get the cards that we want to counter things. Like this. It isn't possible, however, to draw into the all of the things I want without sacrificing Way of the Scoop. It is just a matter of time before Way of the Scoop goes the way of the wayside. Alright, what do we have? That is good. That is so good that that is in fact... is that better? Is that better? We lose 1 health, Yeah, that's much better. We lose 1 health, but we also gain a... we also lose the stupidity card as well. We just want to fight more of the Mix Masters here. We want to fight a lot more Mix Masters. And we're going to have to put something there, so we might as well put something there. There we go. Much better. Okay, this is, that's the reason potentially why you want the Armor 4 card. But we now want some very specific cards. Very specific. Way of the Scoop here deals a ton of damage. But we really do want the haste card. Which means more fighting, which is unfortunate. That's not good. That's really bad. These are all terrible. And I'm not going to settle for second best here. So we're just going to have to fight some nothing, apparently. We're going to fight some nothing here. That's fine, we'll put a favour thing here so that we can get more favour. We want to make sure that we don't run out of favour when we eventually spend it. Ah, we have the fountain that draws us health, which is fine. I wish we had that fountain while we were fighting one of the monks, but we're not going to be so fortunate. We're not going to be so fortunate. I don't trust the fountains. As a general rule, it's a terrible thing to trust. Although the healing is really, really good. Also, all of that damage. In fact, that was enough damage to nearly kill our opponent. There we go. 1 dead, the level 2 opponent. I almost forgot the name of the opponent there. The Mix Master. Alright, what do we have? Don't really want to fight you yet at all. So we're just going to put that there and hope that we get a level 2 opponent that we can fight here. That is our level 2 opponent. That is not a level 2 opponent at all. So instead, we're just going to put that there. It's slow and steady, but we want these cards. What we want to do is we want to... there we go. 2 Mix Masters. We want to fight these opponents, get the haste card, then fight a Master of the Cones, and then, and only then, do we want to fight the Defender Monks. Only then. I think there's a specific order that they want you to fight them in, like they want you to loop round, but for the life of me I could not just go straight into those Defender Monks. I would just get obliterated. Like, are you meant to be using the Yodeler to defeat these? Because I don't think I could use the Yodeler to defeat these. Or maybe the Yodeler is perfectly suited to this. I don't think so, though. Alright, what do we have here? That's awful. That is just redundancy. That is also awful. And that is also awful. So we'll just get rid of all of them, gain 1 favour, and hope that we get something better. Alright, another Mix Master. We have been mixing so many things, we remix them. Jaina 13, the Mix Master Remixer. Brace is good, but you need 2 of them. You need 2 of them to consistently draw through your deck fast enough. That is the main thing I'm trying to do with this build of Swift and Armor, is to get fast enough into the deck. I mean, I could use Cerebrate, but the problem is that by doing that, you have a lot of cards that really aren't going to block the... That's good. To block the damage of the Defender Monk. Okay. Damage here is fine. We still have the Way of the Scoop. We still have that. And we're going to have it for a while, it would seem. Because we have not drawn any decent Swift cards. What do we have here? Aha! There's 1. But there's also 1. But that is Swift 2 and Tenacious. We want this. Bye-bye Way of the Scoop. I know we've just got rid of something really useful, but we need to get a few nice things here. We have now... we now only deal 1 point of damage, and that's kind of sad. But at least we now are a little closer. We're a little closer. If anything, we could sacrifice an armor piece here to get something nice there. We'll use that there. Way of the Scoop has served us well, but What we will get later will serve us better. Don't want that. Really would like to get rid of that, actually. If I could. The shield wall is nice, but if push came to shove, I would get rid of it. One more point of damage, and then the mix... Oh. I was about to say, and then the Mixmaster is no more, but that's not going to be the case. Ah, there we go. One more point of damage. Close, though. Not close enough, however. That is most of the way there. That is most of the way there. I mean, that just loses us lots of things. That gains us something. So now we need one more point. Where are we going to get that from? Where are we going to get one more point? We'll just fight you. There we go, we'll just lure you... Actually, I should have had you over there so you get a 5th point of favour. That was my fault. It is a very specific amount of things that I want, and we'll get there. Slowly but surely. I just want to show what I've had to go through to get to this point. I mean, this is only 1 point of damage we deal here. And we could block that. We will block that. Why not? Why not? Because then we can just do this and deal 4 points of damage. We could still deal damage when we need to. Okay, that's one victory there. The problem of getting all this stuff continues. That doesn't get me any closer. That gets me further away. That is useless and that is terrible. So gold it is. And the problem with any of these enemies is that putting them, say, here is not really going to do much good, because if I put him there, he'll just run into us and then we'll have to fight him again. But hey, at least we're getting a lot of gold either way. You know, at this rate, we're going to have absolutely everything by the time. And then eventually we'll have no choice but to win, because we'll have every single thing in the guild. Eventually. Or this Mixmaster could just pummel me in the face. Oh dear. Fortunately we have Frozen Yoga here, but we are drawing pretty much dead. Let's hope we can just draw some damage, eh? 2 points will do us nicely. Oh good. There's that brace card he stole. And that will draw us a card. But we'll be on 2 points of health. Hopefully it's what we need. Yep, that's what we need, and that was very fortunate. Very fortunate. Alright, what can we do here? That loses us things. That is useless and all pretty dreadful. So those are all dreadful. Okay, nothing we can do here at all, so we're just going to end our turn and let him take that loot. He has nowhere to explore now, so he's going to kind of just wander around for a bit and achieve nothing. But that's fine. Well, you may concern yourself with them now, because we are getting money. Okay, we'll fight you, and hopefully we'll end up with what we want. It's, I gladly sacrifice 1 point of armor for 1 point of the Swift trait here. Definitely. Because haste is far more important. Steel, no thanks. Armor is also really good here. Armor 1 is pretty decent. If anything, you could theoretically do it with just that 1 point of armor, but it's the card draw that you need. The card draw and the ability to block all of that physical damage. I mean, I've been doing these fights so much that I can just immediately rattle off immediately the cards I want. And in this instance, that one. Because I know pretty much what all the cards that these enemies have. They don't get any more unless they steal from me, after all. Alright. Next foe, what do you have? That is good. We then need a card that would draw us one, that would give us an armor point, I think. I think we'd be, let's see, that's armor 2. This is haste 2. And we would need 1 point of armor. We could sacrifice, say, that for a piece of armor. So we'll do that for now. The balaclava is just a fantastic item anyway, because it allows us to have tenacious. And tenacious is good. We just need any point of armor to get rid of, say, the offhand. The offhand weapon we can get rid of. I don't even know why I used insight there when I could have used, say, the haste card. In theory, maybe that's all we need. Maybe all we need is haste, but I'm going to stick with having both of them. It's very slow to get them all, but the effect of being able to draw haste is just fantastic. You get that much further into your deck that you can just reliably obliterate your opponent. I mean, you don't want the discard effects to go off, but if they have to, and you just deal with it. Parry is not a bad thing to face, though. And we don't have a way to win here, so we're just going to heal up. We don't want to risk dying at this point. There we go. So if we could get an armor item for the offhand. Anything? That is not good. That is not good. It seems like the game's like, hey, you know you just got that thing? Would you like to lose that thing? And I'm like, no. That is actually just slightly better, apparently. It just gives us some, but we actually don't want that because we're going to lose one swift by losing the offhand item. We could, however, try and eventually deal with the... I'm slowly, as you can see, moving my way back over here. We could eventually get a hold of the stalagmite, I think, would work. Stalagmite would work, or is it the stalactite? We'll find out. Alright. Counter is fine. This is pretty much what's been happening every time I've tried to do this. You get to a certain point, you get a lot of equipment, and then you just... something goes wrong. Either the enemy manages to burst you down very quickly when you're trying to deal with the monk defenders, or you don't draw the healing. It's very particular what will defeat you. At this point, I just want one armor item. It doesn't even matter if it has anything terrible. You could even have the stool. The stool would be absolutely fine at this point, as long as it gave me armor. And that will give me armor. There we go, that's actually perfect. That's perfect. Now we have a good selection of equipment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head down here. And that's going to be tricky. But we can do that if we go this way. We may even put an enemy there. Well, I hope we do. Which enemy do we want? You chase, so we don't want to put you there. We want to put something there, though. And that is not quite what I was wanting to face. But I suppose we'll... actually, I suppose we'll just fight you. Actually, we should put you there anyway, because we haven't been there yet, and that will give us an extra point of favour. We don't want to spend all of our favour, though. We don't want to spend all of it. We want to, if we can, avoid spending all of it. And we want to block that. I haven't actually fought one of these monk defenders before with only being level 3. That 1 point of health might make all the difference. It might make all the difference here. We'll use that, because the amount of damage we do will dramatically outdamage him. And we'll use that, which is good. Brilliant. We have a lot of good cards. But will we get to draw them in time? That's the question. Because if he just obliterates us with all the other cards, we won't stand a chance. Alright, here we go. One more loot choice? Not good. Nah, well, why am I even looking at this? There is no reason to look at this at all. So you're going to go there. And we could link up there. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Okay. Go and fight this monk defender. Right, what do we get? That is a good one. In fact, this is just brilliant. We're going to use haste immediately. So we draw 2 cards and get further into the deck. And we'll use insight here to get ourselves even further into the deck. The problem is that the monk defender has 2 unblockable attacks. He has... actually, we can use brace here because we have shield wall. There we go, that's one of them. So we can't do anything about that whatsoever. So we might as well just draw even further into our deck. There we go. Eventually, we will be able to... right, that's good. Counter is great. Eventually, we'll be in a situation where we can deal with it. But not just yet. can't do anything about it yet, so we'll use There Is No Scoop to stop ourselves from having our hand frozen. The main reason we want to stop that is we want to be able to use Shield Wall when he draws one particular card. He hasn't drawn it yet. He will, though. We'll even deal with Repel there. There we go. We'll use, what can we use here? Frozen Yoga is fine. Frozen Yoga is fine for the moment. There is the other unblockable attack, which is kind of unfortunate. We'll use Shift here. So we're already at a huge disadvantage, but we're drawing further into the deck, which is good. Do we want to... We'll use Repel here, because we've already got that back. And there is the card that we want to deal with, which we will do with the Shield Wall. We're saving up some damage for later. And we'll use Interrupt here to block that and deal a lot of damage, which is nice. And my last card is that one, which we will Insight to draw yet another card. Okay, we'll keep that. That's good. We don't have many cards left in there, which is good, and we will use Haste immediately to draw even more of our cards. The more cards we draw, the more likely we are to have things like Frozen Yoga to counter that unblockable attack. And then we'll use things like Counter here to just deal more damage. There we go. As you can see here, the deck is very, very small. And unfortunately, that is a really bad card to see. So we will use Shift here to... we're in a bad spot, though. We only have 1 health. 1 health, but fortunately, we can now draw a lot of cards, which is exactly what we're going to do. There we go. We now have everything, which means we can pretty much win. We can pretty much win. It's just going to take a little time. Whenever he uses one of his attacks that is unblockable, we have to heal it, but otherwise, we should be alright. Okay, and that is the enemy defeated, which is good. Hooray! Level up. Okay, what do we want? That's terrible. That's not good. That's not good. All of these, in fact, are not good at all. So we're just going to take some gold. Now we want to make our way over to here. We have planted the second of the charges. We could try and do it this way. Let's see if that'll work. I don't think it will. I don't think the game will let us, but, okay. Oh, actually it will. We could even fight a Keeper of the Cones, but let's not risk it. Let's not risk it, shall we? And there's no reason to place anything down just yet. We need to win this fight first. Hello, Monk Defender. That is not a good card to see right at the start. But if I could just use Shift here to draw a card, we might be in a better situation in the long run. That's okay. We can fleet-footed this. We just need to take like small amounts of damage at the beginning until we start getting the card drawing going. There we go, Frozen Yoga to count the first one of them. Or to counter rather, not count it. We could count it. 1, there we go. We have counted it. Alright, Monk Defender. You have been countered briefly. Repel here is good. If we had the spiky trait, this would be even better. We want to There Is No Scoop that, and get rid of the scoop card. There we go. Where is Brace or Haste? Counter is fine. I actually want to deal some damage here. At the moment we're on a little bit of a ha-ha! There we go! There it is. That's a nasty card. And there is Haste. We shall use that immediately. 2 more cards, and now we shuffle them all back in. And we have Brace, which we're not going to use, because we're going to use Insight instead. It's effectively the same thing. We want to have that card. A little closer to the end of the deck. Aha! All this damage is now going to hit you in the face! We're getting closer. However, that is not nice damage to see, so we're just going to have to deal damage in return. We only need to deal 3 points of damage now, to win. We could almost do that. I say almost. We could save it up. All we need is a quick card. That's all we need. Ooh. However, I think in this instance, Brace might be better. we can't really deal with that. One quick card. There we go! Aha! Now we're getting somewhere. We have defeated this enemy, and we get loads of cards that we do not want, so we'll take some gold. Because we need to get there. Very quickly. Fortunately, if we put some gold here, he will beeline immediately to that location. Last time it was there, it always seems to be a place that is not connected. So we're just going to flee in this direction. Aha! We only have 7 turns. What happened the last time is I couldn't get there in time. I was 1 turn off because the game would not give me cards to connect, and then I lost. We can just grab some gold while we're here too, because why not? We've actually succeeded! And it took way longer than I wanted it to. But we still succeeded. Victory! At last.
I'm not sure if you understand. This used to be a peaceful land. Since your guild come along, everything has gone wrong. And I dread to know now what you've planned.
I think it's time to get the fine all here to get things like the Scroll of Souls and things like that, and the Fez and the Dead Lizard Charm. I think it's time, since we have loads of money. And now we have finally defeated that one. And now we have another one. Before you flee, you must face the court of the Grand Taster. And I imagine the Grand Taster too. That took a lot longer than you have just seen. Hours of attempts have culminated into this one try, and I'm very glad we finally defeated it. And I hope that the next one is not as difficult as that one. And so, when we come back, folks, you were gone a very long time, matey. Yeah, I suppose I was. You were gone for ages. They just kept sending dungeoneers. A messenger rang back going, "Send another one! The previous one died." As you can imagine, morale was rather low. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. But it looks like you've been victorious. Got a message, by the way, from the Grand Taster. He says, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." Do we need to keep it? No, it's important. "I hate you, I hate you. This ice cream is very good, but a little too salty. I hate you, I hate you. P.S. I dare you to come and face me. Sincerely, the Grand Taster." Yeah, I think he's a bit mad. I think he's very mad. And so, when we come back, folks, we will, go and face the Grand Taster. And hopefully, there is not another level like that one ever again. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.